It was birthed out of prayer. Its guiding principles are found in the scriptures. It was established as a global discussion forum, a support network, and a prayer group for people in business. And the Global Business Roundtable has a God-given mission to focus on the holistic development of a person in line with God's plan for His kingdom.
We believe that it's because it's a God-inspired organization. It's driven by Him for His purpose, and it's there to help and equip people to develop their talents and to be leaders in their fields.
The aim is to help members to grow spiritually, to grow intellectually, to grow their networks and participate in trade and investment opportunities, to participate in mentorship and coaching programs, and to expand their businesses.
Mentorship and coaching becomes one of the vehicles through which we achieve the holistic development of members.
The main focus for the Global Business Roundtable is to create a platform.
GBR is a platform that brings in a lot of people from different backgrounds.
I think it's the strength of the GBR. Partnerships, working with government.
We'll invite people from everywhere to identify with this movement of God that is going to effect a paradigm shift in every area and in every aspect of society.
Since its launch in Johannesburg in 2009, the Global Business Roundtable has impacted on many thousands of lives around the world.
And GBR has opened doors for those people and advantages for those that were disadvantaged.
Its vision is to have a presence in 200 countries by 2020.
Vision 2020 is to ensure that the foundation is established.
Every nation that has got a GBR chapter running is responsible to launch GBR in 2 other nations where GBR does not exist.
We are launching about 10-15 countries a year.
Dans les villes, dans les villages, dans les communes, pouvoir aller vers où se trouvent les hommes, où qu'ils soient, et que ce ne soit pas une vision juste qui se passe au niveau de la cité.
7 years after its launch, this God-focused organization has a presence in 56 countries in the following regions: the Southern African Development Community, including the recent addition of Angola and the launch of an Indian Ocean Islands chapter.
The attractiveness of GBR, as I find it, is the ability to create serial entrepreneurship, in terms of merging people as a whole.
GBR will play a very strategic role in being the, should I call it, a prophetic voice to the nation.
East Africa.
And we want to thank God for the support we have received from GBR International.
We Ethiopians need opportunity. We Ethiopians need, networking.
If you look at Vision 2020, it ties in with Kenya's Vision 2030, which can be, for me, a marketing point to our government.
West Africa, including the recent addition of Liberia, Sierra Leone, Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, and Guinea-Conakry.
People in West Africa are very, very hot for GBR. When you explain to them that it is a platform to help believers in many, many domains.
Our plan is that in the next Vision 2020 strategy, that between now and that time, we'll have gotten GBR in all the 36 states in Nigeria.
Central Africa, including the recent addition of Equatorial Guinea and Cape Verde. North Africa, with new chapters in Tunisia, Morocco, Egypt, and Algeria. Europe, with new chapters in Sweden and the United Kingdom.
Expecting to launch in Switzerland, and the idea is for the next years to launch in other countries as Italy, as Portugal, and so.
By organizing this kind of trade and investment meeting, we can have some partnership and joint venture with the French people, and by this way, preach the gospel and let them know who is Christ.
North America, including the launch of new chapters in Los Angeles, California, Chicago, Illinois, Durham, North Carolina, and Montreal.
It was greatly received because of the ideals of GBR.
We were so enthusiastic that we wanted to introduce them further. For example, we're recommending them for the Caribbean islands.
By 2020, we'll be a formidable force.
On the 26th of February 2016, a new chapter was launched in the Caribbean islands, and launches have already taken place in Hong Kong, India, South Korea, Thailand, and Brazil. Additional launches into Asia, South America, and additional states in the US and Canada are planned for 2016.
Of course, it is a very colossal growth, and actually now the growth is running itself.
GBR's vision is also to influence the world of tomorrow by reaching out to the next generation of leaders.
Young people are driven, young people are very passionate, and young people are eager to learn.
So the responsibility that we have is developing leaders within the organization so that they can fulfill their roles and take the organization where it should be going.
The Future Leaders program was launched in 2010 to reach young professionals, young entrepreneurs and students.
I actually realized maybe just how much I've grown or how much GBR has had an impact on me when I was actually attending the interview for the Mandela Washington Fellowship.
Under the Future Leaders program, the Global Business Roundtable has established student chapters in 70 universities and tertiary institutions all over Africa.
We are looking to be in 2,000 universities by 2020.
We've started with the schools, trying to start with the lower level, and we're planning to get into the universities. We're working with the Ministry of Education in Zimbabwe. They're excited about the idea.
With its scriptural foundation, Global Business Roundtable's mandate extends even further. Through our sister organization, Global Fund for Jesus, we aim to reach out to those who are suffering. Every 5 seconds, a child dies from hunger-related diseases. More than 11 million children die each year from preventable health issues like malaria, diarrhea, and pneumonia. 50% of women in developing countries lack proper maternal care, resulting in over 300,000 maternal deaths annually from childbirth. 98% of the world's undernourished people live in developing countries. In developing countries, 1 out of 6 infants are born with a low birth weight. 1/3 of all child deaths in sub-Saharan Africa are caused by hunger. So, why do we care?
I had this vision, a big cloud of light, and a voice came and said, "Arise and establish a global fund for Jesus."
Out of this vision, the Global Fund for Jesus was established with its God-given mandate to do what Jesus Christ would do if he were physically among us.
He would take care of the poor, he would take care of the widows, he would take care of the sick, he would take care of those afflicted by wars, by diseases. So he would take care of all that are oppressed.
Just imagine the hands of Jesus stretched out from heaven, but this time through the hands of man.
Forms is basis on being eyes to those who are blind, hands to those who don't have them.
To fulfill its mandate, Global Fund for Jesus aims to invest in high-impact projects in all developing countries, and, where possible, partner with other organizations.
There's no one country that can fulfill this mandate. God has deposited various skills and talents around the world.
The focus is on 6 key areas: education, healthcare, food security, job creation, prosperity and economic empowerment, and entrepreneurship.
It's going to help with the scholarships, it's going to help build hospitals, it's going to help even build homes for people.
GFFJ can step into that breach and ensure that wealth is distributed in a godly fashion and that poverty is addressed head-on.
When the fund has built a school, the teachers, the students, everybody will be told that The school has been built by the money from Jesus, and the focus will move away from people who contributed to the fund to God.
So, how do we fulfill this mandate? The Global Business Roundtable's international network will be the platform for the Global Fund for Jesus, and the core of its work will be driven by volunteers. These are the Global Fund for Jesus ambassadors.
The ambassadors are to spread the word about the Global Fund for Christ.
The main role is to mobilize people.
The Global Fund for Jesus' mandate includes building schools, clinics, hospitals, old age homes, orphanages, and entrepreneurship centers. Yet, without funding, these initiatives cannot happen. So we envisage millions of people around the world committing to support the GFFJ vision, weekly or monthly. The second campaign for equity mobilization was launched in January 2015. This will appeal to companies to pledge a percentage of their shares to the Global Fund for Jesus. The third leg of resource mobilization was launched in January 2016 and will focus on property, farms and buildings which will be used by Global Fund for Jesus to fulfill its mandate.
For the past 6 years, all we have done is laid foundations.
We establish the structure, and also we make sure that the resources come into GFFJ so that they may be invested, and that at the right time, those projects will come and the Lord Jesus Christ will finance them.
With your support, the Global Fund for Jesus is building a solid financial foundation that will be used to improve the lives of thousands of people around the world.
The call is to invite everybody who hears this message to pledge to give to the Global Fund for Christ. Because this is what he promised, that everybody who gives to the Global Fund for Christ would have partnered with him, and that if Jesus is a partner, your success is guaranteed. It is my belief that the Global Fund for Christ will be the largest fund in the face of the planet.
For Global Business Roundtable and the Global Fund for Jesus, it has been a phenomenal, God-inspired journey that has seen many thousands of lives changed. But this is just the beginning.
Attribute the growth in the organization to God. And it's humanly impossible to achieve what the Global Business Roundtable has achieved.